Waiting for this thing to turn on. Looks like we're on now. All right, we got audio. All right, it's the afternoon. It's 2:30-ish p.m. on Tuesday, not Wednesday, December 20th. I've got about an hour to work on some projects before going to see a surprise showing of Rogue One, which we'll get that out of the way. I guess I could say that's been on my to-do list. And let's say it counts. It does count. So I'm going to work on some JavaScript stuff here. Let me figure out where I left off. Here's my programming notebook. And I think I'm going to do this optimization pass first. And these network call things, those are maybe not strictly necessary right now. Although I should do them while it's still fresh in my mind. So, do I still have everything open? No. Let's pull up the text editor, and let's pull up the source control GUI. Let's see what changes are pending right now. Yeah. These I don't really want to do yet because I want to change these. Display list. That's an important change. I refactored some stuff out of this. That's okay, we can commit this. DS display list. DS or dev DS display list. Refactor display list module reuse code and add some optimization related benchmark code. One that's render, what is it called again? Debug. Debug mesh count. I think render count was one of them. What's this scrolling on the Macintosh sucks so bad. Where is it? Render count. I should change that to debug render count. I should be consistent about that. Display list. Render count. Let's change that to the DBG render count. Looks okay. Why is the scrolling of this so awful? Good. Looks okay to me. All right. So now let's look at the optimization code. And instead of running this, I'm just going to look straight at it. Now, the issue I was having yesterday was that on iOS, on either Safari or Chrome, there is very poor WebGL performance for a certain kind of sprite. The marker sprites, where these round objects are being drawn. And I believe the issue is due to my creation code, which is was just put in there to make it work. Just to test that the idea would even work in the first place. So that would be in mod render, I think. So here we have, if there's a mesh, it calls this function. And there's a specific subtype. Now, requested from the pool makes me think the pool maybe isn't big enough. This happens just once. Or maybe it's not being returned to the pool. No, it should be. Let's see. There's a corresponding delete display entity and marker pool release. Let me check to see that the release code looks correct. That's in create mirror construct mirror visuals, marker pool release. All it's doing is hiding it. But that should be fine. Or is it? Are there any other resources that are being used by this? There is an auto size happening. Let's increase the count of this. By set radius later. The other one is, I think, for line drawing. So let me make a note of this. Oh, I forgot to pull up my timesheet. Pull up the timesheet. Check. Yep. And we're a little worried about the batteries running out on my microphone. I should probably just change the batteries at this point. Over here on the side, I've got, where are all my batteries? Here's my recharge connector. Oh, I can use the new batteries, which I probably am already. Excellent. Well, I guess we'll see how long these go, but I'll keep these nearby just in case this poops out. Let's see what happened over here. It's like pretty cold outside. That's why I'm wearing this pajama jacket thing. Where's the stupid notifications coming from? Finding notifications increasingly annoying on the iPhone. Also, these sleeves are kind of long. Oops, it looks like I am losing. This is turning red. So I am running low on juice, so I am going to cut out for a second as I replace these. Okay. Hooray! So I guess these batteries are good for about 6 hours of charge. the recyclables don't last as long in these wireless microphone um, electronics because the voltage drops too low to keep this one working. So I had to monitor it to make sure it doesn't go too low. Anyway, I was opening up my timesheet. When did I start this? About 10 minutes ago. 10 minutes ago was, let's see, 2:39. Let's call this, we'll say it started at 14:30. Start optimizing. Marker sprite creation. Now there's also the issue of how mesh update handles certain things. Oh, one optimization I could make. Let me make an optimization list. I'll put on a little card too. Where's my card holders? They got this little index card block holder. And I've got a bunch of index cards here. I really need to make new thicker ones. The ones that I like were made by Aaron Mankey, who's a designer based in the North Shore of Massachusetts. At least I believe he's still there. But he's become world famous for his lore podcast, so he doesn't do these anymore. So I can't buy them anymore, apparently. I should just ask him to see if he still has any. But he's moved on to other, better things. What was that called again? I suppose Mankey. Aaron Mankey. I can't remember the name of the... He doesn't make these anymore. What are they called? Aaron... He doesn't sell them on Amazon. Mankey index cards. Frictionless. The capture cards. He doesn't make these anymore. $6 for a pack of 50, I think it was. Oh well. But these are nice cards. I really want to get some of those going. While I have this open, I might as well get this working. CD, dev, play, build, gulp. And the optimizations I'm making, one of them is increase the pool size, truncate long strings, let's see, what else is there? Excuse me. There was also looking at the line drawing efficiency, or line drawing pooling, and marker sprite itself. So let me see. I'm looking for my one drawback of wearing this luxurious pajama jacket is that these sleeves are too long. So I made these straps that will help make these get them out of the way. You wouldn't believe how hard it is to find these things. I think the old-timey term for these are called sleeve garters. They're the kind of things like old-timey bartenders wear. But I haven't been able to find ones that would really work well, so I just made these out of like some ballistic nylon straps and some buckles I bought. So yeah, so I can wash dishes now with these, back when I had to wash dishes. These aren't perfect, but I guess I could just buy something like elastic and sew them together if I had a sewing machine, which I don't. So these work okay. Alright, So now I can type without my sleeves getting in the way. The power! Okay, so now we're on this. Let's go to... Oops, where did that end up going? This, do you say... I guess I want to run particles. And I have to do this on the iPad. What? Just try to activate Wi-Fi calling on my iPad with the iOS 10.2 update. But this isn't a wired Wi-Fi iPad. Why is it asking me this? What are those guys doing over there? Lots of moving parts in these modern systems. So anyway, I'm pulling up Safari. And it's automatically running the wrong thing. It's not sending the automatic refresh message, which seems to tell me that it's cached. That's weird. It's not receiving it at all. Why is that? It should have gotten some sort of call. Let me make sure that display... Oh, it's not. It would be in default particles. We have a register message display get remote device requested display geometry. I just want to see if that's happening. It did request it, nope, and then it did finally update on this side. And it is running slow as expected, which fills me with sadness. Let's set this guy up over here. Let's clear out some of this crap. What is this? This looks like crap. Let's put this monitor here so you can see what I'm actually looking at, which is that. What I'm trying to do is, you can see how it's frozen here. That's not what's supposed to happen. It's running very slowly. And it's speeding up and slowing down. And I'm guessing it's some sort of weird garbage collection thing. So I need to step through the entire set of calls that I'm doing. No, I can't. I have to plug this in. Tedious. I'm plugging the iPad directly into... It's going to pull up iTunes, even though I've told it not to do this. There must be a way of telling it not to do this. Why does this keep happening? There's a way of telling it not to open. And yet it always does. And it seems to there used to be a way of like setting this not to open. How do you do that again? Is it gone? I thought there was a sync option. I don't want to sync this. That's so annoying. Open the podcast. Count. Don't want to freaking open devices. It's not even recognizing it. It's just opening it because it detects that something that's plugged in. The hell? So annoying. Alright, so now this is running. Or at least I should be able to see debug output. Let me refresh this. Let's see if this emits anything. It's just not doing anything. Not saying any console output. Save this. Let's see. That should refresh over here. And it is... I can't see... They remove all of the debug output. Oh, let's take a look. We've increased the pool size. At least it's not creating a whole bunch of things on so slowly anymore, but it still may be a slow operation. So the question is, how long does it take? Let's take a look at the size of the packet that's being sent. I believe that's debug render count. That's this. Render is what's being coded on the display client over here. What's disturbing is I'm not seeing this thing refresh at all. It just tells me this is broken. Something weird about live reload on the iPad. So... I can't even tell if it's even reloading the file correctly. And so this is supposed to actually automatically refresh. It did pull a display geometry call of it, but stuck doing something here. And of course it's lost the connection again. And in fact, I don't think it actually worked. Let's see if live reload is actually working. If I save this, this should force everything to reload. Okay, that worked that time. That's good. This staying stuck in that state for quite some time. And when it's pulling the display, I don't think it's happening soon enough. Let's see, the period wait for... This is display client. I had a set timeout function, only a second. Let's make that 3 seconds. What should I call this? Console info unisys display get processing set geometry. Alright, so these are both refreshing. And footlights fired. I'm not seeing the callback. Oh. The callback isn't happening. Am I using my callback function incorrectly? Let's see. Display list. Why am I not seeing this callback fire? Use this display get. And on the server side of things, let's make sure that this is happening. On default particles, we have implemented display get. And this thing isn't updated anymore. Display was fired. This is never getting it. Oops, nope. Display list JS 109. .263. And it is returning these objects, the camera, the viewport. This is never receiving them now. Let me make sure that it's happening here. Sort of second client. It apparently is working just fine. Oops. I'm just seeing this is firing on this side of things. So when the client here, I should see. Oops, that's running all this crap. And somewhere along the way, fired, display, get set geometry. So it is getting the callback here as it is expected. But it's not happening on Safari. In fact, it's just stuck. It's not even running anymore. Safari just junk. Let's see if Chrome works any better. Maybe I'll have to install the Chrome debugger, because I'm not doing anything like really super fancy here anyway. So here's a new remote device. And this is getting stuck as well. Oh, finally ran. It's just very slow. Well, for sanity, let's vastly restrict the number of frames that are being sent. Update. Nope, it's not display client. Update. I think it's frame count. Where is it? Some sort of counter, right? Where's the freaking update loop? Oh, I'm probably doing it not automatically anymore. Frame counter. Let's have this run every 25 frames. Or actually, let's have it run every 60 frames. Well, let's have it run every 30 frames. So this will be 1/3 the frame rate. It doesn't look like it updated on this other side. This is supposed to be refreshing, but it is not. $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000. So now 1,000, 2,000. So at least it's updating. No, it's not even updating at a regular rate. The mysteries of iOS memory management. So we got a request. I see it here. And this is just taking forever to refresh. What is causing this bogging? That's what I just do. So now here I'm seeing rendering packet 18. That's sitting here for a long time. Maybe I just need to wake it up by tapping it. This thing could just be falling asleep. If I put my finger on it, it seems to be running in more real-time mode. Is it like actually preserving? Looks like the network 1001. So I had to keep waking this thing up by touching it. That's funny. That makes sense. You don't want this thing to like run out of juice. I guess it's because it's event-driven. I wonder if that's the problem. Let me write down this thing. Do I need to run this thing on a polling mode? For polling? For a renderer? Or maybe the auto render needs to be turned on? I think I have it turned off. Yeah, the moment I touch this thing, it wakes up. It's like sleeping. Alright, so on my display client, how am I doing the update? There's a start, there's an update. It calls M update every time it's called. Did I enable updates? Updates are enabled. M update, what does this do? It does nothing. And then render initialize here. We're not doing. I think this actually does elder render. But where's init screen being called? Actually, I don't think I'm using that right now. I don't know if use screen, then init screen. So auto rendering is disabled. What happens if I do it's not using a screen. Use calls M init renderer. Oh, it is doing that. Once I comment that out. Yeah, I guess that would make sense because the render is not being updated. Out of curiosity, what happens if I change this back to using screen true? One thousand, 2,000, 3,000. And did we lose the connection again? Yes. So if I touch this thing, it wakes up still. So it's like it's just soaking up data. And then the moment I touch it, it updates. And every time I move, it seems to process those packets. So it might not be a no effect. It's like the packets themselves aren't coming in? Is that what it is? Okay, let's turn this back to false. And if I touch this, maybe it wakes up. It's like the network itself falls asleep. That's so weird. So after 3 or 4 seconds, that should automatically change to the right thing. If I touch it, it wakes up. Alright, that's weird. It's like the calls themselves are being stalled. Let's see, is there a way I can monitor the WebSockets coming in? This is at the network level. What I want to know is when we are getting those firing. Display client. Where is it? There's the display list. Debug render count. Now this only gets called when it gets a message. Let's see. That's here. And this only gets called here during display list render. And this only gets called when this happens. So what we want to know, I think, how come I can't find this string? Got message. When I touch this thing, it wakes up. So it's not even receiving. As the moment I touch this thing, it wakes up. If I scroll it, it wakes up more. And so it's blocking at this place. Now, what's the difference between this and that is super weird. it's like it's being buffered. Let's see if we can find some information on this. iOS WebSockets stall. iOS mobile Safari WebSocket real time. Keep WebSocket alive. Implement it. You cannot keep a socket open in mobile Safari. So we have to write some kind of wrapper for this? So we can't keep our own thread alive. Hmm. Hmm. WebSockets not responsive mobile Safari. Socket IO breaks. Has sessions. Safari failed to establish WebSocket. WebSocket sleeping iOS. WebSocket not firing unless touch screen. WebSocket on message. Is this on iOS? What would this be called? iOS. Oh, I think that must be the issue. All right, let's see if we can. Let's go back to full screen mode. How can I tell if JavaScript is suspended? I think it doesn't think anything is happening. But yet, when I go to this, if I go to the particles directly, I mean, this is capable of running itself. So those are all moving. And it's not going to sleep. Maybe I need to add some sort of something that's keeping the program alive. How to keep JavaScript running iOS. No sleep. Prevent display sleep. Enable. This is a compressor. Interesting. Let's see what it actually does. If it is iOS, the function is no sleep. It creates a video loop. Is there any information about this from sleeping in iOS? Going idle. Prevent sleep standby UI. Caffeine JS. API is low power saving. That's not what I want. No one's talking about this. Where is the... I want to find the tech note on this. Mobile web browser is sleeping. It thinks it's idle. From sleep on a web page. No sleep. So going back here. I touch this and it wakes up a whole bunch of times. Alright, let's try some really simple stuff here. So it's capable of detecting that it is now is equal new. I wonder if this will work. I don't even know if that's the right call. So weird. That's still not running. How do I make this thing keep from going to sleep? Update. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. So the JavaScript is running, but the display itself is sleeping. That's really interesting. So it's like the network layer is JavaScript is running, but the network is stalling. Huh. That is really weird. Maybe I need to, instead of pushing it, I need to pull. Is there a way I can make it? This is getting into the... We have Unisys loaded here. Let's make a wake up call on Unisys. Call, main call, try local call, direct call, network dispatcher. One I want to know. On initialize and connect and console label connect. Call sequence set gateway. Network connect. Let's take a look at the network module. Let's see if there's anything in there. Network connect. So this should have the WebSocket in it. Config command port. Am I saving all this stuff? Ndef set command pork. And ready state change set command socket. Where are we doing the command socket? Ndef get command socket network send. This is called by who? Oh, message. Get command socket. Let's just try breaking this. Unisys has ndef loaded, I think. No, it does not. Let's try breaking it right in client then. What I'm going to try to do is just like send stuff to the WebSocket itself and see what that does. If that has the side effect of waking up. What is that called? Step. Netdefs. What's this schmutz on my screen? Ndef. Oops. No, it's not running because that's not running. Use this wake up as not. That didn't save it. Where's that happening? It's Unisys wake up. There. Stop. Open. Piece of junk. Ah, where is this calling? God. I thought I got rid of that. How did I put it in? Where the hell did I do that? I could have sworn I got rid of it. Unisys. Unisys. To the junk. I probably just broke the connection again. That doesn't work. Oh, you know what? Where is that coming from? This whole thing has gone unresponsive. Freaking annoyed. Okay, hopefully I'll stop the messages. It's in client display line 68. Display client 68. Where is it? I swear it's not in here. How do I clear this stupid console? Why does this not work at all? It's frozen. It's still running. What the hell? What is this doing? This piece of junk. Stop Safari. Where is it getting these messages from? Alright. Maybe those were really old. I don't think it... Let's see if this still has the same errors. Okay, so at least the error's gone away. I think the issue was it was not reloading the source file. This makes me see if live reload is broken on mobile Safari, which is probably good to know. This is still not waking up. So the question is, can we force this to wake up? There are im updates. So we have our command socket. Let's see if that does anything. Wake up. And so we're seeing a bunch of errors happening on there. And it's running. Is the socket telling it it's not ready? Let's see. What are some command socket things that we can do? WebSocket. Wait, that's not updating. Let's see. Need to make a note of this in Slack. Tracking down the slowdown. Little Safari. Huh. Alright, let's look up some WebSocket stuff. WebSockets receive, send. I just want to see what the API looks like again. New WebSocket, sending data to server, send on open, JSON, receiving messages, on message, receiving, interpreting, closing the connections. That's it. WebSocket on message, iOS slow, blocking behavior, desktop sharing a service, inconsistent, moves their finger to screens that block. Outbound file when you're inbound, whereas Android. WebSocket clients a failback mechanism. Yeah. Maybe I have to use. Large messages are extremely slow. Maybe that's the issue. iOS. Sending a large blob via WebSocket. Buffered amount. If socket buffered amount. Interesting. Let's look at that again. WebSocket, JavaScript. URL protocols, buffered amount. Let's see if we can get some access to these things. Console log CS buffered amount. Zero. I guess that's an incoming buffer. That's not changing at all. What else do we have? Ready state. Is there any way I can get deeper into this? Is it possibly happening on the server end? Are there parameters? Close, send, binary type, buffered amount, extensions. Protocol. Where the heck is the new command described? This is experimental. What WebSocket library am I using? Unit message. Where's the network again? May I do a non-WebSocket backup? Console log dot message. Yeah, it's like the socket itself is blocking. And do get status. All right, so one possibility is that the messages themselves are just too long. A quick way I can test that is by looking for let's set the debug mesh count to 1 or 10, which is 1/10 the amount. Let's see if this runs any better. That runs fine. Oh, no, maybe not. Let me get rid of that debug out thing. Ah. And then debug, render count. Let's see what this packet size is. So the packet size here is 4 kilobytes versus 36 kilobytes. So 36K a message. That's actually quite a lot of data. And let's up the frame rate. And that's particle game. What? There's no changes to this, are there? What the hell was that about? This goes that. Goes that. Let's make this frame rate back to full frame rate. So here it's slow again. Nope, now it's speeding up. It seems to be handling. So I guess it's like a. Let's reduce that again. So it's just handling large strings very slowly. Seven, 8, and they only wake up when I touch this thing, and it seems to kick it into action. But now it's actually stalled. It's unable to keep up. Oh, that's very interesting. How about every third frame? How about let's make this 9. Still having a lot of issues. Not as many though. And that's a slower frame rate. So I think one thing we'll do is when we're doing the capture is we want to truncate these. Truncate vector values. Push the object. Push the object. Actually, let me make sure that my update mesh, when it's setting positions, okay, so we're encoding those. Let's see. True. We have a new function we're calling uTruncateVector. uTruncateVector, and this receives a vectorish return vectorish. What's it? I want to truncate the value of. I guess that's too fixed. X math 2. Is it too fixed? I don't remember what it's called. Too fixed. Too fixed. Is it a string? Yeah. This is too precision thing. An integer. Is this a new function? I don't remember seeing this before. Well, I guess it's been around for a while, huh? To precision. Vectorish x2 precision y vectorish y2 precision 3 z vectorish z2 precision 3. I wonder if that will work. What I'm trying to do is reduce the number of digits that are coming across. Not sure I did the syntax on that correctly. It seems to. Alright, so it's not complaining anyway. That means nothing. Oops. Where's the other one of these? So I need this everything that is a vector. Oops, trying to have about 15 minutes, or let's say another 10 minutes. Let me just make sure, add these. Rotation. Alright, that hopefully reduce the amount of data going across by a bit. Let's see. It's still the same size. Unless this is one too. Are there any other? Most of these should be happening on the mesh side of things. Yep, broke it. I think rotation is only a value. Let's see, rendering packet size. Okay, let's stop this. Let's look and see what's in here. Visuals array. Oh, great. I can't actually live inspect it because Safari is no longer running. That broke everything. I would just like to pause it, please. Alright. Visuals. Mesh position. I guess a lot of them are 0. This UUID is what's big. Nothing we can really do to shrink that. Marker XYZ. That's a sprite. X radius. Scales aren't changing. Dashed line, that's a lot of data. X1, Y1. Where's that happening? Dashed line is viz save dash line. Where is viz save dash line happening? That's happening in marker sprite. Visual factory. Save dashed. Where is that happening? Marker sprite. I think when saved. To precision 3. See if that helps. Oops. It's not a function. Did I make that wrong? Let's vectorish x to precision 3. Position x to precision 3. What's going on? Why doesn't it like that? It's not a function. Point 1, position x. X should be a number. I guess we'll have to do this in display list. Function time is at u truncate dashed line dl return x1 should be dl x1 to precision 3. DL, oops, is that right? Yeah, DL Y1 to precision 3. DLZ1 to precision 3. DLX2 to precision 3. DLY2 to precision 3. DLZ2. Oh, what happened here? Oh. I don't know if that will work. I'm not sure why I couldn't assign it directly. It still looks pretty about the same size packet-wise. It's just very slow in communicating. Marker. Source of dashed lines. Where's dashed lines? I see them there. They've gotten very short. Position. How come I'm not seeing the... Oh, because those are not in the screen yet. Position XYZ, XYZ. There we go. That's still long. Why? Oh, did I not truncate it yet? That would make us. That would be why. Where is that? Then after this, I need to go. Dish lines. Where's the hell's capture? Save dash lines. All right, that should be smaller. Come on. Oh crap! What had happened? I cannot reproduce X, Y, undefined. Visit save dashed lines. Console log. If it's a marker. So log DL. Try. Catch. Alright, well I guess I'm done with this for now. Oops. But this is a much more interesting bug than I thought it would be. Valid line segment ID. Oh. There's one extra thing I need to return. Actually, I didn't understand DL here. Turn. Let's rewrite this a bit. DL. If DL x1 is equal to I really want to make this work before I go, but I had to leave now. All right, I'm calling the stream. Got to get out of here.